start with a little traction. And again, it's all same premise as when we were working earlier, right? It's all about letting our body weight do the work, right? To create a simple traction, body weight. And then I'm just going to come up, we'll focus on one leg. And one of the major muscle groups that affects the hip is hamstring. So from here we can simply come up like this.
You want to go further?
No editorializing, please. Number 77. She used to be number 80, but she got demoted because of its comments. Okay, so here, and again, you know, everything is really an education as far as I'm concerned when we're doing body work, because when you go in this position, you get to a certain point, you can feel resistance, right? And for us, we need to go up to that place first. Just go up until you feel resistance and hang out there. This is where we live, right there. Okay, and just hang out a little bit and see. You feel like a little bit more, okay?
Yeah, a little bit more.
But there's a good amount of resistance, so I'm going here. And usually they say anywhere around 90 degrees to the mat is a standard hamstring stretch. Right. So she feels good there. So again, I'm opening up the hamstring because it attaches to the ischial tuberosity, the bottom of the pelvis, which constitutes a major portion of the bony structure of the hip. Now, if you're working on someone and their hamstrings are tight and you want to open up a little bit more, I'm just going to take your hand. That's it. And we're going to bend this like this, go forward, and then stretch this way.
Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah, that feels good, she said. So this is a stretching at the other attachment behind the knee.
That's so much easier.
Okay. Okay, now from here, we're going to come down like this. And we're going to sit. One of the things that affects the hip is obviously the hip flexors. Right? So when a muscle contracts, it closes the joint. That's definition of a flexion. So hip flexion, and this particular one is the psoas, which comes from the sides of the lumbar vertebrae and comes down into the lower portion of the body and attaches to the lesser trochanter of the femur. So this position and this stretches the hip flexors. You see, yes? Yes? You can say yes or no. Yes.
Where's her
Yes.
foot?
Pardon me?
Do you have your weight on her foot? Where's her?
Oh, okay, great. So I'm sitting in figure 4.
Okay.
I move the heel as close to the gluteal as possible, because this brings the knee up higher and you get a bigger stretch. So as much as you can move their knee to their glutes, and you're sitting in figure 4 and your leg is just on the toes. You don't want to come right up against them because it stops the leg from coming. So you're just like this and you're sitting right behind the person. So you're in line, and again, this intertwined finger just above their patellas, above their knees, and then you just lean back like this. And they get nice stretch in their hip flexor. And you do a couple times. You can do this on table easy. Other muscle group that attaches to the pubic bone is the adductors, right? So for the adductors, we're going to come up from here, we're going to come up like this, and put the arch of the foot on the top of our hip, and we're just going to lunge forward. And we're going to do this a couple of times, gradually bringing it out laterally to stretch adductors. You notice my body mechanics, right? One knee and one foot, and the work is in front of me. So I can just easily just lean in, stretch adductors. And adding a little palmar compression.
And if you did this on the table, it's just, you just get up on the table like this, the way you're saying.
Yeah, maybe you can be standing along the side and do it, no problem.
Okay.
She's gonna be working on the table. So for people who are working on the floor but still want to see table, you can move over. Okay, so, and then from here, it's going to move the foot down, and we're going to do range of motion of the hip. Okay, so I want you to see how one thing goes into the other. Here, come back, move the foot down, and then go right in a nice full range of motion of the hip, right? Do one way, and then the other. And then the leg comes across, extended, and we'll move up a little bit, and one hand pins the shoulder, while the other hand is on the side of the knee, and we're just going to lean.
Yeah, this is it. That feels really good.
This is it. Now, tell me number 77, would you like a little bit more, or is it good?
More.
Oh, mas, okay. So take an inhale, and exhale. Okay, so easy. If you stabilize here and add compression here. One thing though, when you're doing this stretch, make sure that you're not way back here, because you don't want to overextend in your own back to do this stretch. So if you notice, I move myself up so I'm even with their hip, and then do stretch. And if you're working on a bigger person and it's still difficult for you to do this, I would suggest you put one foot over the midline so it brings your center over the work more, so you can more readily do this stretch. Okay? All right. But we'll do a little bit more. Okay? So y'all over here, come over here. Come on. It's good to walk, a little walk after lunch. Come on. Because I want to show you what we're going to do. It's like 3 moves right in a row. The first move from this side stretch is this. I'm going to put both of my knees together and put them right up against her sacrum. So I'm facing their hip, just like this. Capiche? Yeah?
Yes, yes.
It's a quiet group. From here, I'm going to go like this. Nice lever to open up the hip.
Like a chicken.
What'd you say?
Says, does she look like a chicken?
Yeah. Yes, you do. Just like a chicken. A nice chicken.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Boyle. I call you Boyle. Okay, so, and then, so that's it. Come over here so you can see. Come on. It's okay, it's friendly. So, you do that, and then you come back, and then you're going to put one knee right in the hip, and you're going to bring here, and then you're going to do.
Well, that feels good.
So now the knee's right, loosening the gluteals. And it's this rotation down that makes the compression into the gluteals. Right?
I think I'm a little overdue.
Okay? And then one more thing. After this, foot down, knee out, and we sit right on the mat. And we're going to work the iliotibial band right down the side. So we're going to feel for the greater trochanter of the femur, the top of the leg bone, and we're going to put our knee just immediately below it, and then we're going to let their body come this way to engage IT band. Pressure's okay? So easy. Knee right in the center of the IT band, and then you lean back, bringing their body towards your knee. And you work down, right to the knee. Okay? One more thing. As far as dealing with the quads, because we did hamstrings, IT band, the hip flexors, but we want to do something for the quad. So we're going to straighten the leg, and we're going to face away like this. Okay, we're facing away from the leg. This is what we're going to do. We're going to reach behind us, grab a hold of their ankle, lift their leg up and move it out as you bring your legs underneath. See what I'm doing? So I'm lifting, moving the leg out, and then I'm putting my legs here, and I'm between the knee and the top of the hip, right? How's pressure, okay? See, it was not, it was, It's nice, even pressure, but strong, consistent pressure to the quads, right? Quads, big muscles, sustained pressure, easy, right?
Can I see your feet again?
Hmm?
Can I see your feet?
Can you see my feet?
Yeah, can you like raise up so
Oh, a strange request.
So your dorsiflex? Oh, they were above, it was above your ankles. Okay.
Yeah, you can put them up as far
Okay.
as you want in there. But you want to lift, and you want to make sure that you're sitting below the ASIS and above the knee. Easy. And you see, weight, it's okay. Pressure's still good, yeah? Okay. Now, if it seems a little bit too adventurous for you, which is cool, it's your prerogative, right? You can do this. It's the same intention as far as compressing the quads. So we're going to come up like this, where this knee is right up against them, but we're going to come up like this. One knee, one foot. And we're going to take our hand, and we're going to place it with the fingers down, up against their thigh, and roll towards the midline, and then sit. And so this way you're sitting right on the hand. So you move the musculature towards the midline because of the contour of the quad. You want to bring it back into midline and then lift yourself up and sit down. And if you're sitting on them and all of a sudden they go, I had too much pressure, this is why we're up on this foot. We just simply shift our weight to the side. And you can work your way all the way down from this position to just above the knee. Pressure's okay? Nice way of, because other ways you're pressing on quad, right? Putting a lot of pressure on your wrists usually. But this way, the pressure goes somewhere else. See, after that demo, when I started sitting on people, the table started coming down lower now. Okay, thank you. So to do that